It's been 3 years since then. Four of us are meeting up today for the first time in a while. I'm alone in the cafe, waiting for everyone to come. I'm on break from my job right now. The other three have things to do, so they'll be meeting me here. It's been 3 years since then. A lot of things happened. After the incident, we lost many. After that incident, I lost so much and became the eye of the media for a while, so I became scared of going outside. Even so, I still went to Sumire's place and helped out as always. But one day, Sumire's parents cried while telling me not to come back ever again. We're happy that you come here and you haven't forgotten Sumire. But every time you come here, we remember her. So we end up thinking, why Sumire died when you survived as a result. Shocked by what her parents told me, I left Sumire's house in a daze, and then I came across a man. He had wrinkles and a serious-looking face. Are you Sakura Krishna? Yes. I'm Ren Takanuki's father. Because of my son's reckless actions, this happened to you. I'm so sorry. Mr. Takanuki's father bowed his head. After that, I went to his house and spoke to Mr. Takanuki's father. After having lost their only daughter Sumire, the Nashikis had become mentally unstable. It's all Ren's fault. I was against this. What was he thinking, having a field trip in a place like that? But even when I told him that, he didn't listen to me and said that he wanted to, do all he could to grant his students' wishes. He's always been rebellious against me ever since he was younger. In the end, this is what happened. He really was such a stupid son. I'm sorry. Tears welled in Mr. Takanuki's father's eyes as he said that. On the funeral altar, I saw photos of Mr. Takanuki and of a woman who looked much like him, who was similar to him. Just when I thought that might be Mr. Takanuki's father, Mr. Takanuki's mother, Mr. Takanuki's father told me about her. That's my wife. She died in the hit and run protecting Ren from getting hit by a car 20 years ago or so. Seeing Mr. Takanuki's father saying that was so lonely, I could say nothing to him. After that, I stopped going outside altogether. Hansu supported me during those times. Even though the media hounded my mom, she worked even harder than before for both our sakes. When I saw that, I told myself I couldn't just keep sitting around all day feeling sorry for myself. It was thanks to the two of them I got back on my feet. After I graduated high school, I started working in a small factory. Pay's not all that hot. Pay's not all that good. I'm glad to be able to relieve my mother's burden, even if only a little. For good grades, Anzu wants to go on to college. So my mother and I are saving money to help her with that. We're still keeping that a secret from Anzu for now.
それにしてもみんな遅いな。
Jeez, everyone's late. It's been 15 minutes since I got here. I thought I'd order once everyone got here. I'm starting to get bothered by the manager's annoyed looks in my direction. Just when I think I should order something for myself.
何にしようかな。やっぱりメロンソーダかな。
What should I go with? I guess melon soda. And when I try to call out to them.
ごめん、お姉ちゃん遅くなっちゃって。
Sorry I'm late, sis.
さくら、またメロンソーダか？お前ももう大人なんだから、たまにはコーヒーでも頼んだらどうだ？
Melon soda again, Sakura? You're already an adult. Why don't you try to drink coffee for a change every now and then? Anzu and Miss Nishizaki come over.
二人ともやっと来た。
You guys, you're finally here.
ごめんごめん、部活が長引いちゃって。
Sorry, club ran on for long. Anzu's now going to the same high school I went to. She's got a good head on her shoulders and has good grades. So it seems like even in high school, everyone in her class relies on her. Unlike the past, boys don't bully her anymore. In fact, she's become so popular with boys ever since getting to high school that she herself has been quite bewildered by it all. Maybe the boys who bullied Anzu up till now did so because they had a crush on her? As her older sister, I'm proud to see how well she is doing. I also feel a little lonely that she's not relying on me on as much anymore. After the incident, Anzu stood the most firm out of the four of us. She encouraged the three of us while we were down, and it was actually her idea to have these meetings every now and then with the four of us. We were all saved by her kindness and strength. As always, she still values others more than herself.
西崎先生はなんで遅れたんですか？今日の用事は時間かからないって言ってたのに。
Sorry, I mean she worries more about others than herself. Why are you late, Miss Nishizaki? You said what you had to do wouldn't take that long, right?
ああ、悪かった。ここに来る途中で塾の生徒たちにばったり会って囲まれてしまってな。
I'm sorry about that. On my way here, my students from cram school, I ran into my students from cram school and they all crowded around me.
道端で女の子たちがキャーキャー騒いでるからなんだろうって思ったら西崎先生が囲まれて困ってたんだよ。
I wonder what was going on when I saw those girls, when I saw those the girls making a ruckus in the middle of the street, and then I saw Miss Nishizaki surrounded with no idea what to do.
私が助け出してなかったらあの女の子たちここまでついてきちゃってたかもね。
If I hadn't stepped in and helped, those girls might come all the way here.
相変わらず女子生徒にモテてるんですね、西崎先生。
I see you're still as popular with female students as always, Miss Nishizaki.
どうしてなんだ。男には見向きもされないのにな。
I wonder why that is. Even though I'm not as good with the guys aren't quite as fond of me.
それは西崎先生がそこら辺の男の人よりも男前だからですよ。
That's because you're more manly than the boys there.
嬉しくない。
I'm not happy about it. After that incident, Miss Nishizaki quit being a teacher. Though it seems the truth was that the school made her resign due to fears of public scrutiny. It seemed that after she was killed once by President Tsubaki, Miss Nishizaki spent 2 days dead until she woke up back in the mansion. Woke back up and searched around the mansion for all of us. It seemed that Kaede was already dead by that time. Miss Nishizaki was at her wit's end, fearing that she, once again, just like the Kamisaki Island incident, she was the only survivor. But this time, she wasn't alone. Every time we meet her, Miss Nishizaki regains more of her spirit. It seems she's come to believe that there must have been some reason for her survival, some significance behind her survival. Ever since then, she stopped wearing the black suit. It seemed those were mourning clothes. She said that she wore them so she wouldn't forget her friend's death. But with a gentle smile, she said that she didn't have to wear that for her friends to keep on living in her heart always. She now works as an instructor for a cram school and is very popular with female students. She's always been good looking out for others, and she's mellowed out recently and been smiling more often. That, plus her well-ordered features, makes her very popular among the girls. Very well liked by the girls. By girls.
それにしても、あいつはまだか？ずいぶん遅いな。
They're not here yet? Pretty late.
先輩、今日は時間ギリギリまでバイトって言ってましたから。
Oh, they said, said they has, part-time job until the last minute today.
コンビニのバイトだったっけ？
Alright, you worked at a convenience store, right?
先輩、大学に通いながらコンビニでバイトして、成績も上位をキープするために勉強も頑張ってて、大変みたい。
Yeah. He's working part-time at the convenience store while also going to college. So it sounds like he's having a lot of trouble studying and keep his grades good while also working hard at his job.
あ、でも最近バイト先で友達ができたって喜んでたんだよ。
Oh, but he's made a friend at work recently, so he seems happy about that.
おい、こら!
Hey, come on.
勝手に俺のこと喋ってんじゃねえよ。
Don't just talk about me behind my back.
ヒイラギ、遅かったじゃない。
Hiragi, you're late. The last one to arrive is Hiragi. I was surprised to learn after the incident that Hiragi had survived. I know I'd seen him slit his own throat right in front of me. After Miss Nishizaki came back from the dead and went to the greenhouse when she was looking for everyone, she saw the red bruises were on Hiragi's body. And when she found him, Kaede's body was on top of him, blood spurting out of his own mouth. It seems that his blood probably got into Hiragi through his wounds or his mouth. At that moment, Hiragi was infected with the poison, and so came back to life when he was on the brink of death. After he woke up, Hiragi lost himself when he learned that Kaede was dead while he was still alive. He and Kaede depended on each other, after all. After that, Hyagi tried to attempt suicide several times. Seeing her past self in him, Miss Nishizaki would intervene and stop him by force sometimes. Half a year after the incident, Hyagi jumped from his apartment veranda. Fortunately, the trees below cushioned his fall and he survived. But even so, he lamented that he still couldn't die. It was then that Anzu slapped him right across the face. She cried and scolded him, asking if he was going to waste the life that Kaede had saved for him. That was the first time I've seen Anzu hit someone. After that, Hyagi stopped attempting suicide. In exchange, he started desperately studying day after day as though he were possessed by something. Hyagi had good grades to begin with. So when I asked him why he was suddenly so obsessed with studying, Hyagi showed me his notebooks. In them were strategies for studying written in Kaede's handwriting. It seemed that Kaede had made those notebooks for Hyagi. From what Hyagi told me, Kaede had helped him studying before. Had helped him study for as long as they've been together. Whenever he taught him, Kaede would always tell Hyagi that he needed to get into a good college so he could get a stable job after he graduated. Kaede really was carefully thinking about Hyagi's future. He did all he could so Hyagi wouldn't live with any problems even after he was gone. And so in order to repay Kaede for his sentiments, Hyagi desperately studied and went on to college. Most of the Utsugi family inheritance that Kaede had been used as compensation money for the victims of those Kaede killed. So it seemed Hyagi had to work a part-time job for the money to pay him through college. And he did his best to avoid interacting with anyone other than Kaede. Hyagi had troubles closing distance with others. And lonely about not being able to make any friends but just as Anzu said, it seems he'd finally made his first friend recently.
で、そのバイト先でできたお友達ってどんな子なの?
So, what's this friend at your job like?
ヒョロメガネ。
Lanky glasses type.
いやいやいや、もっと何かあるだろう。どんな性格なやつなのかとか。
No, there's gotta be more than that, right? What kind of personalities do you have?
性格か？いつもヘラヘラしてぼーっとしてて、お人よしですぐに人に騙されてるやつだな。
Personality? He's always blabbing off and staring off into space. The kind who's too nice for his good and easily gets tricked by others.
私、この間コンビニで買い物した時に見かけましたけど、すごく人の良さそうな感じでしたよ。目つきの悪いヒイラギ先輩と並んでると、まるでヒイラギ先輩がその人をいじめてるみたいに見えて、思わず笑っちゃいました。
I saw him when I went shopping at that convenience store the other day, but he looked like a really nice guy. When he stood by your side, it looked like you were bullying him, so I couldn't help but laugh.
そんな風に見えてんのかよ。
Is that really how it looked?
でもあの人は柊先輩が本当は優しい人だってことちゃんと分かってくれて、その上でお友達になれたんですもんね。
Like that person knows that deep down that Hiragi's a good guy, and became friends with him on top of that, right?
でもこの間2人でおしゃべりしてる姿を見て、2人ともあんまりにも仲良くしてたので、思わず嫉妬しちゃいましたよ。
Listen to this. When I was watching the two of them chat with each other, they were getting along so well that I couldn't help but feel jealous of them.
柊先輩、あの人とは本当にお友達なんですよね。それ以上の関係ではないんですよね。
Hiragi, he really is your friend, right? You don't have anything more than that going on, do you?
アホか。俺はホモじゃねえって何回言えばわかんだよ。
You idiot. How many times do I have to tell you don't swing that way?
でも楓とはそういう関係だったんでしょ？
But didn't you have that sort of thing going on with Kaede?
あいつは別。俺にとって楓は特別な存在だったからな。
That was different. To me, Kaede was someone special, that's why.
私、いつまで経っても楓先輩にかなう気がしません。
No matter how much time passes, I feel like I'll never beat Kaede.
なんだ、アンズはまだ柊のことが好きなのか？
Oh, so you still like Hiragi, Anzu?
もちろんですよ。私たち両思いなんですから。
That's right. And the feeling's mutual too.
じゃあどうして付き合ってないんだ？
Then why aren't you going out?
柊先輩が私が高校卒業するまでは付き合えないって。
Hiragi say he won't go out with me until I graduate from high school.
今のお前に手出したら犯罪だろ。俺はホモにもロリコンにもなりたくねえんだよ。それにこれから先お前にはもっといいやつが現れるかもしれねえだろ。
If I put the moves on you now, it'd be a crime. I won't be labeled a pedophile on top of everything else. Besides, might find someone better after, right?
柊先輩よりいい人なんていませんよ。柊先輩、私が高校卒業するまで男の人と浮気しちゃダメですからね。
I'll never find anyone better than you, Hiragi. Listen up. Until I graduate from high school, no cheating with boys, you hear me?
なんで男限定なんだよ。
Why boys only?
柊先輩は女の人相手にはガード固いの知ってますから。でも男の人相手だとお友達になってくれそうな人にはホイホイついていっちゃいそうだよ。
Because I know you keep your guard up heavy when it comes to girls. When you find the guys looking to be friends with, you get all over him.
襲われてから後悔しても遅いんですからね。
Too late for regrets if they come on to you.
世の中にそんなにたくさんホモがいてたまるか。
Like how does that many people in this world who swing that way?
傍から見たら恋人同士の血は喧嘩にしか見えんが。さくら、お前はどうなんだ？浮いた話なんかないのか？
This looks like all I can see from here is a lover's spat from start to finish. What about you, Sakura? Got any fun stories for us?
私は別に。
Not really.
あれ？でもお姉ちゃん最近職場の男の人とよく食事しに行ってるじゃない。
Huh? Well, you've been eating with this guy from your job recently, haven't you?
あれはただの友達。恋愛とかそういうんじゃないから。
We're just friends. There's nothing more than that.
ほう、お前にもそんな相手がいるのか。どんなやつなんだ？やっぱり楓みたいに優しげなやつなのか？
So you found someone too, have you? What's he like? Is he the nice guy type like Kaede?
だから違いますって。あの人は楓とは全然違いますよ。 お調子者で、私女の子扱いなんか全然してくれなくて。
Like I said, you got it all wrong. That guy's nothing like Kaede. He's full of himself and he doesn't treat me like a girl at all.
お調子者。なしきすみれみたいなやつか。
Sounds like Sumire Nashiki, huh?
うん。少しだけすみれに似てるかな。
Yeah, I guess he is a bit like Sumire.
あ、お姉ちゃん顔が赤くなってる。やっぱりその人のこと好きなんじゃん。
Oh look, you're blushing, sis. You really do have a thing for that guy.
うるさいの。違うってば。
Shut up! You got it all wrong.
おいお前ら、いい加減注文しようぜ。この後墓参り行くんだろ。
Come on guys, so shut up and order already. Going to visit the graves after this, right?
そうだな。今日はこっち方面だから、すみれと高貫先生の墓参りか。
You're right. We're on this side today, so I guess we'll be visiting Sumire and Mr. Takanuki's graves. Huh. What do I think of that? I wonder if Miss Komatsu is doing well. Before, when the four of us went to visit President Tsubaki's grave, we came across an elderly woman in front of her grave. She was crying while praying to President Tsubaki's grave. Her name was Komatsu, Miss Komatsu. And for a short while, when President Tsubaki was young, one second. Okay, back. Her name was Miss Komatsu. When President Tsubaki was young, she served as a housekeeper for the Ibu family, as a live-in housekeeper for the Ibu family for a short while. She told us about when President Tsubaki was young. Tsubaki was a very good girl. She studied hard every day in order to live up to the master and mistress' expectations, and took good care of her younger sister. I would secretly knit with the two of them every day behind the master and mistress' backs. Tsubaki was skilled at knitting, and she enjoyed knitting clothes for her dolls. As I had no children of my own, I came to think of Tsubaki as my own daughter. Even though Tsubaki worked so hard, the master and mistress only gave their love to her younger sister. It was very vexing. When I quit my job in order to take care of my parents, Tsubaki cried and told me that she would become a great doctor one day. After I quit my job, I tried to visit Tsubaki several times. The mistress said I would get in the way of her studies, and so I never got to see her. I sent several letters, but I never got a response. I believe that the mistress probably disposed of my letters. This never would have happened if the master and mistress had just given Tsubaki their love too. If I'd known this would have happened, I would have forced myself to see Tsubaki. Miss Komatsu showed us a picture of a young present Tsubaki on one of her birthdays. A photo she still carries around treasure to this day. In the photo, President Tsubaki was smiling bashfully. I've never seen that kind of face from her before. It was a totally different expression from the family photo she had shown us. I was very happy when Miss Komatsu was around. If I ever come across Miss Komatsu again, I'd like to hear more stories about President Tsubaki.
椿部長のお墓は逆方向ですもんね。あ、でも少し遅くなってもいいなら椿部長の方にも行けると思います。楓先輩のお墓は
President Tsubaki's grave is in the art direction, right? Oh, but that would be a bill. Even though we might be a little late, I think we can make it over to her grave as well. And Kaede's grave is...
次の時でいいだろう。それに楓に手を合わせたかったら、墓じゃなくてもうちに来て線香をあげてくれりゃいい。
You'll see him next time. And besides, if you want to pay respect to Kaede, you don't have to go to his grave and just come to the altar in my place.
じゃあ、椿部長のお墓に行った帰りに柊の家に寄らせてもらおっか。
Why don't we stop by your place on our way back from President Tsubaki's grave?
それはいいが、柊、お前片付けはきちんとしているのか？前に行った時はひどいありさまだったが。
I'm fine with that and all, but Kiyagi, have you been keeping your place clean? It was a total disaster when we went last time.
仏間はきれいにしてある。
And keep the altar room clean.
仏間はって何？仏間はって。
What's that supposed to mean?
もうきちんと掃除しないと楓先輩に怒られちゃいますよ。
Geez, if you don't keep the place clean, then you're gonna make Kaede mad at you.
バイトと勉強で忙しいんだよ。掃除してる暇なんかあるか。
This is my job and my studies. I don't have time to clean.
よーし、今日はみんなで柊の家に泊まり込んで掃除しよっか。
Alright. Let's all go over the Hiragi's place and clean up sorry, alright, let's all go over to Hiragi's place and stay the night and clean up tonight.
おい、勝手に決めんな。
Hey, don't just make decisions on your own like that.
柊先輩、今日こそ柊先輩のお部屋をきれいにしてみせます。
Hiragi, we're gonna make your room clean for sure today.
柊、部屋をきれいにすることで集中力は格段に上がるんだ。これからのお前の学業のために私も協力してやろう。
Hiragi, a clean room helps you with your focus. So I'll be helping out too in order to assist with your studies.
もう好きにしろよ。
Just do what you want already.
じゃあ、まずはすみれと高貫先生に挨拶しに行こうか。
Alright, then let's go see Sumire and Mr. Takanuki first. There's a flower no one had ever seen before. A beautiful flower, red like the color of blood. Flower of despair that stole everyone's lives. And a flower of hope that saved my life twice. The flower of life no longer exists in this world. If it didn't exist, I probably would have died 10 years ago. If that happened, then the forced family suicide would never have occurred. Everyone might still be living happily now. When I thought of it like that, Hyagi said, if it hadn't for that incident, I probably would have died due to the abuse. But I'm sure that, Kaide's family would probably still be alive right now. Perhaps our lives have been built on the sacrifice of others without us even realizing it. On the other hand, maybe we sacrifice others' happiness for our own without knowing it either. No one wants to be miserable. At the Mystery Research Club, summer field trip 3 years ago, our peaceful lives were shattered. All sorts of things have happened since then. Painful things, sad things. Seen much despair. And I wanted to die several times. We wanted to die several times. But even so, we're still living now. We walk toward the future, seeking that sliver of hope. It's like we've overcome all the pain and sorrow. I still have dreams of those days, even now. And I still cry a lot about it. But we're slowly making our way forward, one step after another. A time when we can all smile will certainly come. No matter when people die, they surely leave behind regrets. But that's why we need to treasure the life we're given. We want others to be kind to us. We want the world to be a kind place. We work hard to be happy. So even when we die, and even if we leave behind a lot of regrets, we live to our best of our abilities right now, so we can look back at it all and say, my life was a happy one. True end. To the future.
少しでも近くにいたいだけ猫